Listen. Listen for a word from the still-speaking goddess God, the goddess God of the angel armies. I'd like you to listen with all your heart for a word from the goddess God of love, faith, hope, and peace. Listen. Listen to your body. Listen as carefully as you can to the signs of stress, anxiety, anger, and despair circulating through your autonomic nervous system. Listen. Listen for a word from the goddess God of love, justice, mercy, and healing. Listen. Listen to your siblings crying out for basic sustenance, those who hunger and those seeking housing and health care. Listen. Listen for a word from the goddess God of beauty, wonder, awe, and abundance. Listen. Then ask yourself, am I a servant prophet? Am I a member of the angel army? And are all things well with my soul? When peace like a river upholds me each day, when sorrows like sea billows roll, whatever my lot, you beseech me to say, it is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. Listen. This is God's message to all the exiles. And by exiles, I mean you and me, all of us. We are all exiles in the promised land. No matter where you have landed on this planet, virtually all of us have been hijacked, tricked, abused, and used in some way for the amusement and novelty of the self-appointed few who think their management skills are superior to the majority of us, or at least superior to the angel armies. But the goddess God of the angel army says, no matter where we have landed, build houses and make yourselves at home. Put in gardens and eat what grows in that country. Marry and have children. Encourage your children to marry and have children so that they'll thrive in that country and not waste away. Make yourselves at home there and work for the country's welfare. Pray for Babylon's well-being. If things go well for Babylon, things will go well for you. Listen. Did you hear that? The goddess God of the angel army says we are meant to thrive and not waste away. Thrive and not waste away. So I invite you to listen. I invite you to listen deeply for guidance from the ever-speaking goddess God of all creation. But after listening, we must seek a correction. And I think it's imperative that we seek a way to disrupt the corrupt status quo that tolerates death dealing. Collectively, we are doing the opposite of what we were put here to do. We have managed to tolerate building all manner of weapons of death for what is essentially a suicide mission. We are literally killing ourselves. Killing ourselves. As I was writing this, I was thinking, suppose one of the bombs in in Ukraine right now is killing a young child who could have possibly ended up being married to one of your grandchildren. Making them part of your bloodline. We're killing ourselves, and for what? For access to resources and land that belong to all of us? Think about it. Why are we killing ourselves? Choose any war-torn area on the planet. What are we fighting over? And for whose benefit? To me, it's insanity. Simply mass insanity. And sadly, our weapons of death include things unseen, but also ever-present. Weapons called fear, greed, selfishness, and apathy. And empathy, for many, just seems to be in short supply. But God's message to Jeremiah was this. Don't let all those so-called preachers and know-it-alls who are all over the place there take you in with their lies. Don't pay attention to their fantasies. They keep coming up with to please you. They are a bunch of liars, preaching lies and claiming, I sent them. I never sent them, believe me. So, if the goddess God of the angel armies didn't send them, how did they come to be? Who made the tools and instruments these charlatans use to wield power over us? Surely these know-it-alls are not that talented. In fact, they couldn't do anything without our collective skills. Our collective skills, our talents, and without our complicity. So what can we do? We can seek a remedy. And I would say that we must seek a way to end our complicity in this military-industrial environment that encompasses the globe. And we cannot keep pointing fingers and say that they did it. The truth is that there is no they. It's only us. Every bomb dropped, every fired bullet has our signature on it. And is this really what we want? Every week in our statement of justice and equity, we affirm that we are one, no exceptions. So what are we to do? We can turn off the TVs and the distractions of social media and listen. Listen deeply to the real world and not the contrived corporate world. We can seek a remedy. Though evil should tempt me, though trials should come, let this blessed assurance control that they have regarded my helpless estate. Thus it is well with my soul. So what does a remedy for all that ails us look like? I just want you to think about that because I'm going to return to that question a little later. Our house is on fire. Our global house is on fire. Friday morning, I was on a Zoom session with about 35 other regional faith leaders addressing some of the issues and challenges that are starting to hit home. Reverend Gregory Edwards, the executive director of Power Interfaith, who some of you may remember, spoke to us earlier this year, shared that because of lack of funding due to our state legislature's failure to pass a budget, because the state's Republican-led Senate refuses to meet. So I want to remind you right now, we're the only state in the country right now that has not passed its budget. Anyway, Reverend Edwards on Friday had to lay off 15 employees of his church's learning center. which not only disrupted the lives of all the children and the employees, but also the parents. Others shared how their congregants are starting to be affected by cuts in services and programs and other programs. Many school districts right now are borrowing money because the budget hasn't been passed. To say that Houston, we have a problem, I think, is an understatement. Tomorrow morning, I will be joining some of those faith leaders that I was on the Zoom call with for a press conference in Delaware County with State Representative Scanlon to address the, we're meeting with her to highlight our multiplying concerns and implore the Senate to come back into session to consider and pass the budget that's already been hammered out in the House. We need your support and we need your prayers. Allowing politicians to continue to play politics with our lives, I think, simply has to end. This is not a game, though some folks think so. This behavior, to me, is another form of suicidal death dealing. So what's the good news in today's message? If we listen, if we seek, and if we are sincere, the goddess God of the angel army says, I'll show up and take care of you as I promised and bring you back home. I know what I'm doing. I have it all planned out, plans to take care of you, not abandon you, plans to give you hope and a future. When you call on me, when you come and pray to me, I will listen to you. And when you come looking for me, you'll find me. When you get serious about finding me and want it more than anything else, I'll make sure you're not disappointed. I'll turn things around for you. I'll bring you back from all the countries into which I drove you, bring you home to the place from which I sent you. You can count on it. Now that sounds like a covenant to me. And remember, covenants are relational. They usually require something in return. So, if I've engaged you enough to do some deep listening and deep seeking, what do you think the goddess God requires of us? What's required of us? It's the basics. Act justly, love mercy, and walk humbly with our goddess God. Love our goddess God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. And just as importantly, love your neighbor as the basics. Dear ones, be the day that is filled with your light, when clouds are rolled back as a scroll, the trumpet shall sound, and as love makes it clear, it is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. So, dear ones, if this was a class and I assigned you homework, what do you think your 3-word assignment would be? Anybody? Listen. Love. There was one in the middle. Okay. Well, it's seek. Listen, seek, and love. But love like there's no tomorrow. So, as it turns out, Jane Goodall, the famed primatologist and environmental advocate, was the subject of this Sunday's morning's adult forum. I'd like to leave you with some of her final words that were released after her passing. We have to do everything in our power to make the world a better place for the children alive today and for those that will follow. You have it in your power to make a difference. Don't give up. There is a future for you. Do your best while you're still on this beautiful planet Earth that I look down upon from where I am now. God bless you all. May it be so, and so it is.